Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on inside the house, bring yourself up a ringside seat, get your soda, your popcorn, your whiskey, get everything you need, because we got some dream matches to talk about today.
Uh-oh, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, not American dream matches.
Uh-oh.
But dream matches.
All right, well, let me tell you then. I need a minute because I had a dream last night. I was from the bright lights of the city of Chicago to the rolling mountains of the Appalachian, North Carolina. I had a dream that one day the white co-host and the black co-host would do the podcast. Hallelujah. And we would talk about the favorite wrestling matches that we have always wanted to see and never got to see. I had a dream that we would get there. I may not get there with you, brothers and sisters, but you will always have this recording, and you will always have our voices to listen to. Ooh. Now let's talk about it.
She coming in a Honda. In a Honda. Love it. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for the I have a dream speech. That set the mood for me.
All right, let's get it in.
I love it. Before we get it in, we got to talk about our sponsor.
Well, that's what I was talking about, getting it in, because I needed one of those. My mouth got dried in.
Let's talk about our sponsor. Got Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond, 100 proof.
All right.
We setting it right today.
Yeah, apparently we've been in it already too. I think we done did a little bit of sampling because we'll never really get that enthralled in the entrance of the show. But yeah, we feeling it today. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
So we got to talk about dream matches. We're going to put this together and we're going to span the decades. We're going to talk about a dream match from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and today.
Oh my goodness.
Got a lot to talk about. So let's kick it off. Dream match of the 1980s.
Dream match of the 1980s. Well, there wasn't no two bigger stars in the 1980s in the world of professional wrestling than the two people that we have selected for this match. So I need you to give an entrance. Coming to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 252 pounds, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion,
Ric Flair.
Woo! Okay, we won't do the music here. We'll leave that music because there's no words to it. So
we're going to lean on 1983's version of Ric Flair.
1983 Ric Flair.
And who is the opponent?
His opponent, hailing from Venice Beach, California, weighing 302 pounds, the immortal Hulk Hogan!
Dun, dun, dun.
I am a real American. All right, let's go. Let's get into it.
Y'all didn't get to see the poses. I just got to see.
Holy hell. Oh, I've been in the gym this week. Boy, look at that. Look at it. 21-inch pythons there because the 24, you got to add a juice for the 24. So I can only get to a 21.
So we got to talk about 1987 Hulk Hogan versus a 1983 Ric Flair.
Holy hell. You want to talk about a dream match? We actually got this match in 94, but neither one of these two guys were their 80s versions of each other. So
they were both way past the prime.
Yeah.
For the match we got in 94. But all right, let's talk about 1983 Ric Flair. Let's talk about this for a minute. This man had been from territory to territory to territory, umpteen time NWA heavyweight champion.
True world champion.
Everywhere. You saw Ric Flair in every territory, terrorizing everybody. Jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
That's what he was.
I mean, it coming out there in the robes and in the finest suits, the Italian suits that he had, the alligator shoes.
All of the above.
Everything. Tailor-made man.
Absolutely.
That is the version of Ric Flair to me.
Okay.
That is prime Ric Flair.
All right. Now let's talk about it.
Coming on my TV, coming on to the Superstation telling Dusty Rhodes that, he's going to whoop him from pillar to post.
There you go.
And telling
Ric Flair was in his 40 years ago lemon pepper steppers, too. Ric Flair, that boy was sharp back then. He was sharp as a tack, as they tell him.
Holding the title like a briefcase.
Absolutely.
Making that title.
We call that boy, we call that boy Easter Sunday fresh.
Easter Sunday
That's how
fresh.
he used to strut out there. Easter Sunday fresh.
In the Ray-Ban shades.
Absolutely.
So 83 Ric Flair, there wasn't a man alive. Well, maybe one.
Uh-oh.
Maybe one.
Not in 83.
Not in 83.
Not in 83. But if we bump up to 87,
yeah.
There was when you heard the words professional wrestling, there was only one name that came out of everybody's lips immediately. You didn't have to know nothing about professional wrestling. You didn't have to know that it was happening. You didn't have to know that it was on TV. You didn't have to know that it was probably your kid's favorite thing to do on Saturday morning. But you knew the name Hulk Hogan because you had seen him on Saturday Night Live. You'd seen him in Rocky.
Yep.
You'd seen him on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You saw him on places that you had never seen a professional wrestler before, and you saw him larger than life. I mean, the presentation of Hulk Hogan in 1987, that was the WrestleMania 3 year. That was the year going into, beating Andre. Hulk Hogan was made into a child's hero on umpteen levels. I mean, he was palling around with Mr. T from the A-Team. He was beating Rocky's butt in the movies. He was everywhere. He was, quintessential pop culture before that was a term.
Right. To me, my first introduction to Hulk Hogan was around that time.
Yeah.
That's when I first caught him. Now, growing up as a kid down here in North Carolina, it was all NWA.
Yeah.
I didn't get the whole
Flair country.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole WWF product at the time.
Crockett country, so to speak.
So for me, Ric Flair was kind of the end all be all. But then when you heard, the slam heard around the world, you couldn't help but notice, be like, who is Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Wrestling before 87, WWE was just a little bit bigger than a territory. I mean, they had the New York area, they had the Northeast, and they had broadcast, and they had done some pay-per-view and all that. But by that point, NWA had done pay-per-view too. It wasn't AWA had even done pay-per-view. It wasn't, just a WWF thing at the time. Everybody had sampled into it. But by the time WrestleMania 3 happened, that's when WWF pulled out far and away, left the competition behind as far as as far as pay-per-view, as far as wrestling as a whole. At that point, WWF was the front runner, and they never looked back.
So we're talking about putting these two generational talents inside of a dream match here. Now, the good thing about this is you had the consummate babyface.
Yeah.
Versus the uber heel.
Yeah, we don't. There's no question
on who would have been
who was on what side. Right. Yeah, there was none of that.
You had to say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you had to, hey, don't look over here because I'm gonna steal your woman.
Exactly. I mean, so yeah, there were clear cut lines in the 80s. That was one thing that we did not suffer on, was knowing what side was which.
No, so putting these guys in a dream match, you definitely had the face and the heel part worked out. Now, would this have been your catch as catch can technical match?
No.
It would not.
Wouldn't have been that.
No, it would have been the promo of all promos going back and forth as a build up.
Yeah.
And then probably a 30 to 35, maybe 40-minute match full of rest holds. And
how long?
Yeah.
Holy yeah. If Hulk Hogan went 45 minutes, God, there'd be literal 20 minutes of rest holds.
I forgot that much mass it takes. So you can't.
I was going to say, there ain't no 45 minutes in Hogan's playbook. That doesn't work for me, brother. What's going to happen is we're going 20.
Yep.
And Hogan's going to drop the big leg, because at the end of the day, Hogan must pose.
Oh, so that I was going to get there when we got to who goes over.
So it depends on who's booking it, right?
Right.
If this match is happening in Starrcade, Hogan has no chance.
Nope.
Hogan will not win the title in 83 Starrcade by no means. But if this match is happening at WrestleMania, I think Hogan must pose in the late 80s. There wasn't a whole lot of Hogan ain't going to pose at the end of this, because I can remember as a small child, you were anticipating, you were waiting. As soon as that 3 count came, as a child, you were on your feet. You were ripping whatever T-shirt you had on, pissing your parents off, and you were doing those poses that I was doing a minute ago.
So whereas Hogan would have been a sweaty mess, Flair would have been a bloody mess.
Oh, yeah.
Because back in the 80s, Flair, every match, Flair bled.
Well, it's the same premise as what we just said. Hogan must pose. Well, hell, Flair must bleed. I mean, if Flair ain't bleeding, Flair ain't trying.
That bleached blonde white hair, that had to, get red by the end of the match.
So in that era, Flair only wrestled in one WrestleMania in that 80s, 90s period, and it was WrestleMania 8. And he wrestled Macho Man over the love of Miss Elizabeth. And somehow or another, Flair even found a way to bleed in that. So, I mean, hell, if Flair's like, you know what? I'm bleeding. I mean, this is my only mania. This may be the only shot I get at it. Damned if I ain't bleeding. Flair bled that too.
Definitely a match that, unfortunately, we never got. Would it have been?
No, we got it. We didn't like it, though.
We got it too little too late.
Unfortunately, a match we didn't like. So now we know why we didn't get it at WrestleMania 8.
But one of the most loved men of the 80s versus one of the most hated men of the 80s definitely would have been a very cool dream match to see. All right, let's move on to the 90s.
Now we're talking, because a lot of our listeners, they're hyped. They might not have been ready for like 80s Flair. But I think most of our listeners are hyped on these 90s. So I think they're gonna be ready on this one.
So we're gonna get intros for this one too?
I'm ready for them now. So lead me up. What do we got here?
So in this corner, 1996 Shawn Michaels.
All right. So on the champion side here, from San Antonio, Texas, weighing, well, let's say a gracious 225 pounds. Well, I don't think he's getting up to 225 in the real life. I thought probably like 198, right? But we're gonna go with WWF booking. 225 pounds. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Just a sexy boy.
Oh, Shawn. I think he's cute. I know I'm sexy. And then you can move into the Shawn version. I know I'm sexy. I got the look.
The gruffy
that
voice.
drives the girls wild. You're like, who the hell's singing that? You look at that little guy there that I just announced, and you see that voice, you're like, huh? Okay.
All right, his opponent, the 1999 version of The Rock.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking, coming from wherever the hell Rock's from. Where the hell's Rock from? Where does he announce from?
I don't even know. Maybe the.
You know what? I know where he's from.
Hawaii?
Coming from the corner of Know Your Road Boulevard, living in the residence of the SmackDown Hotel, The Rock. Wow,
that was a pitiful attempt at that.
It was a good try. It smelled what is cooking?
So 96 Shawn Michaels versus 99 Rock.
Holy hell.
Sorry. All right. So first off, we talked about this when kind of putting this podcast together. For me, Shawn Michaels, I never, I don't know, Shawn just don't click with me in the 90s. Like how I did that.
Yeah, dude. I think you caught yourself up in that one there. He's like, wait a minute.
So for me, Shawn was the 80s guy, but you're right. I mean,
what the hell did he do in the 80s that you remember?
Him and Marty Jannetty. I mean, come on.
Who?
Right.
Holy hell.
Who?
We're talking about the conversation is dream matches, and you brought up the name Marty Jannetty. Everyone just click their radios off right now. Holy hell. Come on back, guys. Come on back. That was a faux pas. We're going to edit that out.
I apologize.
We're going to edit that out in post. His name was, he who shall not be named will not be mentioned again in dream match territory. But no, I'm talking about Iron Man versus Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
I got you.
I'm talking about the leader of
D-Generation
X, Shawn Michaels.
If you ain't down with that, I got two words for you.
Think about when you were that. So this would, let's say 97. I was 19. So that would make you 16, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere you looked, you can't tell me you didn't see some kid crotch chopping some other kid telling him to suck it.
It was everywhere, including me, and then I got in trouble for it.
There you go. Who didn't, right? Luckily, I was in college by that point, so I just got in a fight. But there wasn't no more trouble for me. But every kid again, whether they knew wrestling or not, they knew cross your arms in front of your crotch and say suck it.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't take away from his contribution
still
to the
around
business.
Today, and if you look on your TVs here lately, it's the ladies that are actually doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
now.
hey, they recognize game.
Yeah.
Some of those ladies, I ain't got no problem with that.
No, I've seen Charlotte Flair do that.
Go ahead and offer it up. See what I say. Don't get yourself in trouble, or what? Or like they say, don't tip me to a good time now, because we can talk about it. But I digress.
Oh no! All right, we gotta get to the match. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta get to the match. All right. So, what type of match would this have been?
So, I mean, I think this would have been a lot more catch as catch can than what we would have got out of, the previous match.
Right.
But there still would have had to have been a lot of outside antics. There would have had to have been a lot of, the hell, that might actually have to be like a Hell in the Cell or a steel cage or something like that. Because at the time, you're talking 97 HBK. That's when he was running roughshod with D-Generation X. You're talking 99 Rock. That was corporate Rock. So, I mean, the outside interference, especially the way they were booking around the time that this match would have happened. Yeah, this would have been all over the place. It would have had to been a street fight. It would have had to have been something crazy, because I see China coming down. I see Triple H coming down. I see the Boss Man and Big Show and fucking Shane and whoever else you could think. I see everybody and their brother involved in this match in one way or another. And but at the end of the day, I mean, I see two wonderful athletes kind of at their peak, squaring off in a match that God knows we wish today we could see.
Yep. So who would have been face? Who would have been heel? Or you got both faces, both heels? What would we had?
So 99 Rock, I feel like they would have made him the heel. Because, again, you got all the kids doing the same. There wasn't no kids saying, I'm corporate.
Oh, okay. So it would have been kind of the corporate bad guy versus the rebel.
Yeah, right. So, okay. I mean, essentially insert Shawn Michaels into what Stone Cold became.
Okay.
Because Shawn was kind of the predecessor for it. D-Generation X was pretty much the precursor to what Stone Cold actually took with and run, right? Because they were the whole we buck authority, we don't follow the rules, we break them and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Stone Cold basically did that. He just did it to another level. Shawn got hurt and had to leave before he could break through that. Then Stone Cold kind of picked up the ball that he dropped and just ran like hell with it.
Right.
So I'm taking it that way. I'm taking Shawn as the Stone Cold kind of tweener role, where he still talks like a heel, but he's the fan favorite, and then Rock represents the corporation. Well, he's never going to be loved as a corporation champion, right? So you're taking those two guys at their peak, then you're looking at Shawn face, Rock heel.
I think it definitely would have been a match where both of them would mid-match probably have grabbed the announcer's headset and cut a promo on each other kind of mid-match.
Holy hell.
That would have been interesting to see.
With HBK doing his dancing and The Rock talking about the strudel and all that, could you imagine the promo work going into that?
Oh, God, it would have been bad.
The build-up to that would have been so, USA would have canceled them long time
Only in the Attitude Era could you have gotten that match.
Yeah, absolutely. In today's world, that would just be literally bleep, 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 bleep. Okay, go to commercial.
Yep. Who goes over?
So you know what I think happens in that match? I think because Rock is the corporate champion, I think at the end of the day, Vince screws Rock, and Shawn Michaels puts him in the sharpshooter. Vince tells the ref to call for the early
another
bell.
Montreal screw job.
And then Rock gets screwed out of the nitle, and HBK and Shawn Michaels, HBK,
nice.
Triple H, and Vince McMahon run off to the back. I think that's how we get that.
I'll go with that booking. I like
All
that.
right.
I like that.
Booking on the fly, because we are the alliance of book.
Then you get the Rock kind of being pissed.
Yeah, well then the Rock gets to come back, and he gets to fight as the face again, and then what a double turn we could just walk ourselves into.
I like it. All right, let's move on to the 2000s. The 2000s is a risky era.
Yeah, the 2000s was a cluster of F in all of wrestling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. This was the era where you saw WCW kind of go bye-bye. And you only had one game left in town.
Yep.
And Triple H might have been running the game back then, too.
Yeah, he definitely had a hand in it. Let's talk about that. But out of that dying breed, if you had to find somebody for the competition out of that dying breed, there's only one guy that you're thinking of right now to represent that dying breed of wrestling, right?
2000s Crow version of the Sting.
Walk. Oh no, wait, that was a weird WWE entrance.
I don't think we can do that.
We're not doing that.
We're just gonna let Sting come down to Metallica.
There we go. Good. Oh, I love that Metallica song. That's like when I first found out who Metallica was. I'm like, who the F is this? And they were like, that's Metallica. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, white white guys. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So right. So I was like, sign me up. I can find that now because I got half of that. So I can get in that search window and look too. I had a key. I had a hall pass for that, so I could check it out. But yeah, no. So coming to the ring from Venice Beach, California, yet again. Right. 260 pounds. This is Sting.
Somewhere Tony Schiavone just heard you.
Yeah, I think I got a copyright infringement on that. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting some papers in the next couple days. That's okay.
All right, his opponent.
2005.
The Undertaker.
Oh, the return of the dead man. Right now, the dong is going on. Boom. And then you say, from Death Valley. No weight given because he's dead. The Undertaker.
I love it. No weight. There's no weight.
No weight because he's dead. You can't weigh a dead man. So, but then he's the and then you get the long, and I mean long entrance. Walk down that aisle.
Sting ages 3 years by the time Taker finally gets to the ring.
Well, at this point, Sting's full-fledged in his TNA career by the time Taker gets there, and he's two-time TNA world champ. So I guess we're looking at, I don't know. We picked it up. We filled that time from 2000 to 05 just in the entrance.
All right, so this is obviously one of the dream matches that everybody has always clamored
with everybody saying.
But we never got the match.
That's still so sad, but...
It is. Because as a fan of both guys, it's very sad.
Well, the rumor is that they were looking at this for like WrestleMania 17, 18, 19. Somewhere in that window that there was conversation. Before Sting went to TNA, there was conversation, and it just never came to fruition. And by the time Sting got to WWF in 2014, hell no.
Yep.
Again, we all wanted it, but, Vince just looked at it. He was like, it ain't gonna work. And we all condemned Vince. We said, hell with you, Vince, it'll work. But Vince wasn't wrong.
No.
Because we eventually got to see something similar to it when we got to see Undertaker versus Goldberg.
Yep.
And I wish I never saw it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that match ever again.
God, no. I wish. So I've never watched the replay of it. I've intentionally never watched the replay
according to Taker, he's never watched the replay of it either.
Yeah, I don't. Well, hell, Taker don't even remember it from happening. Because, Taker took a drop on his head that I don't know if he'll ever get out. That was a debacle. And if that happened with Sting could have got injured. Then he could have ended his career because of it, which actually ended up happening with Seth Rollins anyway.
Yep.
So,
but Sting versus Taker, obviously the comparisons between the two characters, the supernatural, the dark side of the characters, so to speak. Obviously, everybody wanted to see that happen. All right, so
in the right time, though.
But here we're going to talk about why this match probably really never happened.
Okay,
here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Who is the face and who is the heel?
So again, that goes back to the Hogan Flair match, right? Who books it?
Yeah.
Because if you're in WCW booking, like if this is January 2000 where WCW was still existing, no way they're letting Sting not win that match, right?
Right.
But obviously on the flip side, hell, if Vince is booking it, Sting had no shot.
Right.
Which that's why the reason, that's probably the reason why it never happened, because not necessarily who's going to be the face, who's going to be the heel, who the hell is going over. And neither one of them guys back in the ages that we're talking about would have been up to put the other guys over. Both of them were pretty much at their peak, at their pinnacle, so to speak. Wasn't either one of them excited to be taking that loss. And at that point, Undertaker still had a WrestleMania streak.
Yep.
So, if Undertaker loses, now Sting's the guy that takes the Undertaker streak. Ooh. Oh, hell, that's a lot of weight to put on anybody's shoulders. But
that's hard.
We're talking 2000 Sting.
Yep.
At 2000 Sting effectively went another 10 to 15 years.
He did.
So, if you did that with Sting then, and you essentially made Sting the guy, he, at that point, was more than capable of taking that weight. He was more than capable of being the guy to end Undertaker's streak.
What kind of match would it have been?
I think it would have been reminiscent to what we got out of Triple H and Undertaker. I don't think it would have been like a classic like what HBK and Undertaker could put together. Mm-hmm. I think it would have looked a lot more close to what the Triple H match
Everything would have been probably big, powerful. It would have been
definitely, yeah. There would have been a lot of power moves, but I think you had to put this in the cell, right? This one, I think you got to put a gimmick around it.
This one would have been Hell in the Cell would have been perfect.
Yeah, you got to put a gimmick around this.
You know, a lights out match, maybe.
Yeah.
Something.
Hey, so if we're booking on the WWF side of things at this point, casket match, because Vince would definitely want to bury on the heart and soul of WCW.
Yeah, he would put it in the ground.
Yeah. So I can see that.
But yeah, the going back to the conversation though of who goes over, that's literally why this match never happened.
Yeah, exactly. Because no way. So it would only have been able to happen. It only would have been able to happen in WWF at this point because and WCW was gone.
And Vince would have been going, nobody puts my Undertaker in the ground. Like,
yeah, and if I'm Sting, I'm not coming in. I mean, Sting ended up coming in to lose later on in life, but that even wasn't the plan. That was a pivot. But I'm definitely not coming in at the height of my career, fresh off, being WCW champ, being the heart and soul of an entire company. Right. Now I'm coming in and dropping shoulders to the Undertaker. I mean, obviously, Punk didn't even want to do that 10 years later. I mean, so hell, if Punk wasn't willing to do it in 2014, Sting damn sure wasn't doing it in 2005.
True.
So again, who would win it? It depends on who would book it. There's no way of going with a guaranteed winner because, like I said, I feel like Sting had the gravitas behind his name to beat an Undertaker with no second thought. But I mean, hell, the Undertaker. I would only want to see that match happen at a Mania, and Undertaker's streak at Mania was unbeaten at that point. So I don't want to see Undertaker lose that streak either. So I can't pick the winner.
That one's a hard match for sure. Let's move on to the 2010s.
All right,
2010s.
Now we're getting more current. Now the young listeners, they're like, "Oh, we got you."
These guys.
They're like, "We got you, Marky Mark. I know who I'm picking here. You better pick right."
All right. So for 2010s, we were talking about 2015. Seth freaking Rollins.
So that was money. That was fresh out of the Shield. That was another corporation guy. But we're talking about from Davenport, Iowa, 215 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
Burn it down. So he would be dream match partner against 2018 Kenny Omega.
All right, I need you to fill me in on this one here. Give him the intro he deserves.
Some Canadian
holy hell
that resides in Tokyo, Japan, and
holy hell.
Who knows how much he weighs because he's all muscle.
Well, we know who's winning this match.
Street Fighter wannabe Kenny by God Omega.
Good Lord. All right, so Seth goes over because you gave him nothing on the intro. Seth goes over 100%.
So now 2018 Kenny Omega's Bullet Club. That's Prime Bullet Club Kenny Omega.
Yeah, he was champ then. He was champ over in Japan, right?
So this one is very dynamically cool because these are two very evenly matched guys.
Big time.
Same size, same build.
This is a dream match that these guys are actually still in the midst of wanting, and we're
very innovative.
10 to 15 years removed from the period we're looking at. These guys still want that match.
Kenny Omega spotted Tyler Black
on
the indies, and that's kind of when they kind of started up hitting each other back on Twitter, like, hey, maybe one time we'll meet up, blah, blah, blah. So for Seth Rollins, though, the moveset's innovative. Kenny Omega, the moveset is innovative. For this one, face heel, I think is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Seth's heel.
Yeah, and I mean, Bullet Club was beloved by many fans all over the world.
But Kenny, though, was heel a lot in New Japan. Kenny was heel a lot.
Yeah, but has Seth ever been face?
No.
Since he's been a main eventer, he's never been an effective face.
Maybe for a hot minute, but you're right.
That wasn't
effective face.
Yeah, he's never been an effective face. I don't think he could carry that unless it was in Japan. That's the only way he could carry it where Kenny was already set to be hated. But even still, in Japan, if they knew that Seth was coming from the WWE after Kenny, even then Seth would be a heel. Yeah. So there's just no world you could paint him in as a face.
So we're going to book Kenny as the face, Seth as the heel. The type of match that it would be, Spot Fest.
Oh, I mean, hell, yeah. So at this
Spot after
stage,
spot after spot
I
after spot.
wouldn't even hate this being booked in AEW territory for
Yeah.
this, because the way they would handle it, what they would give to that match,
Yeah.
would be what is deserving of that match.
Both guys would have probably never have came out of that match able to wrestle again.
No,
would've
they
gave it-
would
gave
have
it their
been
all.
long-lasting injuries.
Two broke
forever.
necks. I mean,
yeah, I
it
mean,
just-
but can you imagine all the flip flop and fly that we would have got?
it would
out
have
of
been
that?
a freaking amazing
The
match.
Phoenix splashes and the, I mean, good Lord, the spots that we would have got out of that. Now, it would have taken them a year to plan it.
It would
I mean,
have.
they would have had to sit down and there is no, we're going to go out there and call it in the ring, kid. There can't be none of that, because the amount of shit these two guys would want to get in one match would be astronomical. You have to plan that
Yep.
out just to get all that shit in.
Yep. So all right, given look, no WWE, no New Japan, no AEW, no Alliance, Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins in a neutral zone. Who goes over?
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. For both guys, it's like wrestling in a mirror.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's I think this is one of those matches where you put it in a randomizer 1,000 times
yeah, you're never going to get the
and,
same.
and see who comes out on top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it could be either one.
Well, give me a minute here. I'm gonna channel the powers of the time stone, and I'm gonna run 1,755,492 scenarios in my mind.
Okay.
And after I do it, after I do it all, you know what? I came out 50-50.
Yeah,
They
50-50.
literally, I should have went odd number. I picked an even number, and damn it, they came out broke even.
So that's what
But
happens.
out of all those, do you want to know how many of the Avengers won?
How many? One.
One.
Oh, I love you 3,000, Tony Stark.
Oh no.
I love you 3,000.
God, talk to me in 6 months when
Yeah,
damn Avengers
we're
comes
not gonna
out.
love him then.
Yeah, no, talk to me in 6 months. That'll be gone.
All right, let's talk about dream match for today.
Oh hell.
All right, so when we talked about dream match for today, we sat for a minute and stewed over this one.
Well, so I had to stew because a couple of weeks ago I got my dream match of today. When Obafemi and Brock Lesnar ran into each other, I got all I needed out of that. That gave me every bit of dream match I wanted. But the premise of this was dream matches that we haven't seen or that we didn't see in the era. We can't
Correct.
go with something we saw last week
Correct.
or last month.
So this is a today version versus a today version.
Okay. I got one. You
All
got
right,
one?
I got one.
All right.
Who
what-
you got?
I know what I got.
Let it go.
I'm talking WrestleMania 40 remix.
Ooh.
I'm talking get all them damn Cody crybabies the hell out of here. And I'm talking just bring it. Team bring it. Rock
Oh.
coming back
Oh.
from wherever in the depths of
Now,
Hollywood.
we're not talking about 99 Rock.
No. We've
No.
seen him already.
We see him.
I'm talking about pre-final boss Rock.
Ooh.
I'm talking about what here, let me get the exact words here. I'm going out after we finish this podcast and I'm gonna have myself a drink, right?
Yep.
Should I sit at the bar? Should I wait at the door? Or should I sit at the head of the table?
Oh hell.
I'm talking that
yeah,
Rock.
that Rock.
Because that Rock coming from San Diego, California, weighing 275 pounds. The Rock came back to WWE and he was looking for one man.
Funny you mentioned head of the table.
Head of the table.
Funny you mentioned that.
Why is that?
Funny you mentioned that because his opponent would have to be none other than our tribal chief. Acknowledge him right now.
Acknowledge
Acknowledge him.
Take time out to
the
acknowledge
ones in
him
the air.
right now.
Our tribal chief,
Absolutely.
our Lord and Savior.
Let's not go that far. But so coming from Orange Beach, California,
Oh,
270 pounds, Roman. Excuse, gentlemen, excuse me, please. My name
is Paul Heyman.
and I am here as the advocate, the wise man for the reigning, defending WWE World Champion, Roman Reigns. Get your ones up. Ones back up, y'all. Get them up. But tell me that there's a bigger match in wrestling that we got teased and never got paid
So
out on.
that right now is current day Taker Sting.
Absolutely.
That is current day Taker Sting. That is the match that has never happened, that has been teased, that almost was, that never came to fruition. But we got to get it at some point in time. We got to get it because now is the most opportune time to do this because chances are Roman's probably got another belt over his shoulder.
Well, I mean, the window's closing on Rock too. So when we were supposed to get the match, we had 275. The way I introduced him, right? 275 pounds.
You had the big Maui version.
I mean, yeah, we had Moana. We were ready to go. We were down in the Delta on that. Now, when we're getting it, or even if we got it today, we're probably looking at like 240.
I don't know. He's back in the gym. He's lean, but he's getting defined still.
But that's why we're not knocking. I'm not knocking him down to 190. You know, he ain't Shawn Michaels, but I mean he's probably about 240.
It would be a more comparable match.
Yeah. So
and it would not be Superman versus the Hulk.
Yeah, no, because Roman's leaned out too.
Right.
Lately. So both guys are probably eating cleaner, they're not, less protein, more vegetables and stuff like that. But yeah, standing across from each other now, it probably would look a little more even because let's be honest, back at WrestleMania 40 time, I mean, hell, when Rock said he was the final boss, he did look like the final character in any video game that you ever played.
Agreed. That dude was vicious.
Even if you were Roman Reigns, you were looking across that thing like, hot damn, this one is
huge.
You gonna rip my damn head off out here, and I'm a little nervous. So yeah, now it probably would look, and let's be honest, Rock is older, so he would need to be a lot smaller to carry the weight around to make it still look good. And I mean, Roman's still at the top. He's not as great as he was in 2021, but he's 5 years older. None of us are as great as we were 5 years ago. But that Roman still ain't knocking a shade off, and if Rock goes into it, he's not going to go into it not being prepared to perform at a high level, which means if he's got to put in 4 to 5 months worth of prep, he's going to put 4 to 5 months worth of prep in.
So let's talk about this match in a different way than we talked about all the other matches.
Okay.
This match within itself, this ain't about a championship.
No.
This is about dominance.
Yeah.
This is
for the head of the table.
The head of the table. This is who is effectively now leading the Samoan dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, right. Who's the face of the Samoan dynasty?
So when you look at this, you're looking at a potential passing of the torch moment.
Yeah.
And a potential retirement match.
It's all on the table.
All in one here.
Yeah.
So this match, Roman Rock, if they do it just a complete 1-of-1 match, got to book Roman to go over.
Do you?
You got to book Roman to go over.
Do you?
This has to be the passing of the torch. It has to be.
Yeah. So now you're a big busted open guy. So I'm gonna give you a busted open line that we've talked about before. Do you have to go over to get over?
No.
So Roman doesn't have to. He don't have to be. He don't have to come out on top to necessarily retire the Rock the right way.
Right. I think for me, though, if this is a 1-of-1, they're never going to touch again.
Yeah.
You don't have that option to run it back. You don't have the option to win one rubber match.
Right.
You don't have that option. This is it. It is finality.
Yeah.
To me, this has to be, if we're going to get it, it's a one and done. It's I just took your torch of the head of the Samoan family in wrestling.
Okay.
You can retire now and rest easy that I've got this. Your watch is done. Okay. Let my watch continue.
Right. I get the idea behind what you're saying, but now flashback, I don't know, let's say 7-8 years from now, when Roman was getting crowned the head of the table, when he was being crowned the tribal chief, who was there to do the crowning?
Rock.
No, Alpha and Sika. So the old tribal chiefs were there to crown the new. So you got to be there to crown the new tribal chief. You can't. The tribal chiefs just can't be given. You can't just take it.
Well, see,
you have to be
that's
crowned.
But that's the thing, though. It's like for me, okay, they've already crowned him tribal chief, right? So Rock. But what is Rock considered? Rock is not considered.
Rock's high chief.
Right. He's high chief.
High chief is above tribal chief.
So is this where Roman ascends?
Yeah, but do you have to win to do that?
Yes.
Maybe Roman's still the tribal chief. Maybe Roman doesn't have to ascend high
tribal
chief.
combat, you tell me one tribal combat where the chief wasn't taken out by the younger warrior. It always, if you're going to, the torch is not passed just because, hey, it's your time. The torch is passed because I killed you.
Well, right, but that's taking
or you died in war.
Right, but that's taking it again. So now let's go back. Who did Roman take it from in the first place? Roman didn't take it from anybody. He was
It was vacant.
That.
It was vacant.
No, it wasn't vacant.
It wasn't the Rocks.
It could have been if Rock had claimed it. Rock just wasn't here to claim it. It was just sitting there.
Oh, so now you're saying, ooh, so maybe it spins into the fact of the Rock's going, I'm coming to claim what was mine to begin with.
Well, so I'll give you, and we referenced Marvel earlier, so I'll reference a quick Marvel here real quick. You won't know the reference because it's not a movie that you've seen, but Black Panther, right? Because
come on now.
Well, it was black, right?
Oh, come on.
It was gauged in Wakanda.
I watched the movie.
As soon as you heard Wakanda, you were like, I'm out. So I mean, that phased out completely. You were like, wait a minute.
Oh, God.
You're like, there's one white person in this movie. You were like, I'm out. But in that movie, they had where the brother, the cousin, had been, ostracized. He never was brought in. Well, he came in because he had a link to the line of the blood family, and he said, I challenge for, to be king. And he actually won his challenge. He beat Black Panther and ascended it to become king. I mean, hey, Roman was just called the tribal chief. He was just given that title, but he never beat anybody to get it, right? And don't come back to reply to Jey Uso, because if you say that, I'm hitting unrecord and we're stopping.
It will not be Jey Uso.
No, so Roman was that guy, and then the other guys that came along, Yokozuna and Eki, Umaga, they came along. Well, they didn't live out to pass that torch on, but nobody ever took that torch from The Rock. Rock was the first Samoan heavyweight champion of the world, so he was the official tribal chief at one point, and he never lost that title.
So he's calling Roman a poser. Then
he could always, if you want to go down that angle, he could always say, "Hey, I was never beaten for tribal chief. You just made yourself tribal chief." Well, if you do that, well, then Rock could win and say, hey, I was never beaten for it. Now I am the true tribal chief. But then he retires. Well, then he can crown Roman and say, as my heir apparent, I put the weight of the family onto your shoulders. Rock doesn't have to lose to do it. Now, if
he's retiring, yes, he does.
No, so the simple storyline is to say that, it's the simple story.
Right.
But I feel like there's just more meat on the bone if Rock wins.
Trying to make it Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. I want to draw it up for the fans. I want to get the people that don't really follow the wrestling, but they love the story. I want to draw them in. So I'm just giving you a little bit of extra story to get to where we want to go.
Listen to all that conversation though that spurred out of that.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Why is this match not in the lexicon of professional wrestling
because of you and all them damn Cody crybabies that moaned and bitched and complained and said, we want Cody.
It was Vince that said Cody had to wait past 39.
Well, that was great. That was a great idea. He should have waited past 42. He could have very well wrestled Seth Rollins at 40, and we could have had whatever on the hell at night one.
See, y'all
and we could have wandered into night two.
If y'all not been listening for the past 2 years, y'all have been missing this conversation.
This is like the fifth time we've gone through this. I mean, this ain't the first time we've had this talk. Go in the archives. You can go through the titles and you can see where this conversation has come up before.
Even came to fisticuffs one time, I believe.
I remember that right. I'll whoop that ass.
But then we made peace. We had some good bourbon.
Well, yeah, and then the producers told us, both of y'all on the contract, get y'all's asses in here and put some work in. And we were like,
you gotta like each other, but you gotta work.
Yeah, they were like, y'all sit down, y'all record some stuff and give me 45 minutes. And we were like, oh, all right, we better squash this. So, and then once the whiskey starts flowing, I mean, all is forgiven at that point.
All right, so these are our dream matches. We span the decades from the 80s all the way to today. Reach out on our social media platforms. Drop us a line. Who would have been your dream match? If you didn't hear yours, let us know what your dream match would have been.
Tell us the winners. Out of the ones we picked, tell us who you think could pull that W out.
With that, everybody, we thank you for listening to today's podcast. Appreciate you, and we bid you adieu.
Peace. I had a dream match.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.